So here come the videos that I told you I'd make to go over this quiz that we took last class that we ran out of time for today in class. So if your quiz said decigrams on it, this would be your answer key. So we have 15 decigrams per cubic centimeter. Pardon the background music, we have a test going on right now for some passing time music. And one other thing before I get into this heavily, the other quiz I'll do in just a minute. So we'll make two videos, one for the decigram version, one for the centigram version. You can watch both. Okay, so decigrams per cubic centimeter, we need to change to milligrams per liter. I think we should start by dealing with the numerator. Now you can do it either way, numerator or denominator. We're going to start with the numerator. So to move our decigrams out of it, to get rid of them, we need to put decigrams here. And we could put milligrams here, but if you don't know the milligram decigram relationship, just go with what you do know, and that's grams. Now remember, the idea is that the top and the bottom have to be equal. Once again, the top and the bottom have to be the same. So 1 gram is 10 decigrams. Now if we stopped and worked the problem, decigrams would be canceled and we'd have grams over cubic centimeters, and that's not what we want. So we just keep going. We're going to change grams to milligrams. That means we need to get rid of grams. So you put them down here, milligrams on top, and the milligram to gram relationship is that 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. Then, if we work the problem out, our unit would be milligrams over cubic centimeters. We want milligrams over liters, so we need to get rid of cubic centimeters. And you can put cubic centimeters there. Now, earlier I showed you that with the little box and the graduated cylinder that a milliliter and a cubic centimeter would, well, let me say that again. I did it with the box and the volumetric flask. And we poured that 1 liter of water into the 1 cubic decimeter box, which ultimately boils down to the fact that 1 cubic centimeter and 1 milliliter are the same thing. Now we can get rid of milliliters by putting it here, put liters there. Then we'd have 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. Okay, these relationships are relationships that I'm expecting you to know. So be sure that you do them to grab a calculator. So when we do this math, we're going to multiply all of the numbers on the top. And so that's 15 multiplied by 1, multiplied by 1,000, multiplied by 1,000 again. That's the top. Now we're going to divide by all of the numbers on the bottom, but there's only one number this time, so we're going to divide by 10. And that gives us 1,500,000. That's the correct answer. The unit is going to be what's left on top, milligrams, and on the bottom is liters, so milligrams over liter, which is what we're looking for. The catch is this number here has 3 significant figures, and we need 3 in our answer, and this only has 2. So the way to get 3 is to write 1.50 times 10 to the 6th. And so that would be our answer, 1.50 times 10 to the 6th milligrams per liter. That was question 1. Remember, multiply everything across the top and everything across the bottom, and divide by everything that's on the bottom. Okay, next question, problem 2, we have 25 micrograms. Now micrograms don't have anything underneath them because it just says you got a sample that's 25 micrograms. If you want to, you can put a 1 there. All right, so we need to change to milliliters. This is a measurement of mass, and this is a measurement of volume. So in order to convert mass into volume, we need to use the density conversion factor. So to use this, we need to change micrograms to grams because that's in grams. So put micrograms here and put grams here, and then on your things list it says that one of these is 1,000,000 of those. Then moving on. Now we're ready to get rid of grams, so I can use this density factor. I can put grams on the bottom, put cubic centimeters on the top, like that. So 1 cubic centimeter is 2.7 grams. And then we know that a milliliter and a cubic centimeter are the same thing. So you can just do this if you want to see the units work out nicely, and that solves your problem. Now our final answer on that is going to be 25 times 1 times 1 times 1, which is 25. Then we're going to divide by everything that's on the bottom. So we're going to divide by 1 million. So notice how I type this in the calculator. Divided by 1, then use the EE or the EXP key and a 6. You don't hit times 10. Then you hit divided again by 2.7. And our answer is 9. This calculator actually gives it to us in scientific notation. You can see there times 10 to the negative 6. So 9.259259 and times 10 to the negative 6, which is way too many sig figs. But if you look back here, there's only 2. So you have to call this 9.3 times 10 to the negative 6. And the units would be milliliters. And that was the answer to the second one. The third one on this quiz is 25 centimeters per day. We need to change centimeters to nanometers. So I'll put centimeters here, and I'll just put plain meters on the top. One of those is 100 of those. Then we need to get rid of meters, so we put it down here. You know by now that every time you want to get rid of something, you put it opposite. So meters here, on the top you put nanometers. And 1 meter is 1 billion nanometers. So now we have our numerator where we want it because centimeters have canceled, meters have canceled. Again, you have to know that the top and the bottom have to equal each other. Really what you're doing is multiplying by 1, because if this is the same as that, that's the same thing as writing 1. Okay, and then days need to cancel, so we put them up here. Whatever you want to cancel goes opposite. And I don't know how many minutes are in a day, but I know how many hours are in a day, so I would do that. Then I would go, we know 1 day is 24 hours, and then I would go hours on top to get rid of the hours, and put minutes on the bottom because I know that one. 1 hour is 60 minutes. So now you do the math. You have 25. Keep it where you can see it here. 25 times 1 billion, so 1 EXP or EE to the 9th. That's everything on top. Then you're going to divide by 100, then divide by 24, and then divide by 60. And my answer is 173,611.1111, but that's too many sig figs because that only has 2. So the unit on this would be, don't forget your units, would be minutes on the bottom and nanometers on top. So nanometers per minute. And then we have to round this number off to the appropriate number of sig figs, which is 2. So you're going to have a 1 and a 7. You need to have something to hold these places, but you can't just call it 17. That wouldn't make any sense. So what you do is put zeros in until you get to where the decimal is. So in this case, there would be 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. These zeros are not significant. Sorry, I got off screen there. These zeros, so you put zeros in until you get where the decimal is. These zeros are not significant because there is no decimal. So this is an answer with only 2 significant digits, which matches the information that we put in. All right, so that's the end of that video. We'll do a video for the other quiz as well.